Welcome to Ontario Business Excellence, Inc., where strategy meets performance. At OBEI, we empower businesses through expert strategy and operations consulting, impactful training and development, and smart learning management systems. Our mission, helping organizations achieve operational excellence, drive sustainable growth, and foster a culture of continuous learning. Ontario Business Excellence Incorporated, your partner in performance.
Hello, everyone. I warmly welcome all of you who have joined today for the program of introducing Certified TQM Practitioner program. This is an internationally recognized certification. The certificate is offered by a Canadian company, a well-known company called OBEI, Ontario Business Excellence Incorporation. And the program is conducted by Academy for Lean, who is the certified partner for the regions of Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. And this program is going to be conducted for 15 weeks from the 22nd May onwards. And if you take the two institutions who would conduct this program, support all the participants would be, one is OBEI, who has the operations all over the world in strategy and operations consulting, training and development, and process improvement, and learning management systems. And we are from Academy for Lean. We are specialized in helping business streamlining their operations, reduce waste, and maximizing value through the principles of lean methodology. And we are into corporate consultation, corporate in-house training, and individual certifications. And we have joined hands with many institutions in different parts of the world, especially OBI in Canada, Advanced IPSC in Bangladesh, Lean Brains in Pakistan, and Bestie FX in the UK. And there are 11 countries joining us today in many workshops and programs. And my dear friends, this is the only certificate program available at the moment, fully online. And the certificate is awarded by, I explained earlier, it's from Canada, and the only Canadian certification body in TQM Practitioner. Please keep your diary marked the 22nd May, 8 p.m., where we are going to host the program. And it would continue for 15 weeks and 2 hours every day. And this is one of the happy note I'm going to start with. The people joining from Asia, Africa, and the Middle East region would get a 50% bonus, which is you need to pay only $450 for the total program. And my dear friends, please try to grab this opportunity without fail. And today, I'm going to introduce 3 main personals who would join with me today and would join with you continuously from today onwards as your lecture panel. Okay, let's move on to this very important person, Darshana. Hi, Darshana. I warmly welcome you to this session. Darshana has more than 18 years experience in lean methodology, and he has been considered as one of the lean gurus in our era. And I've been working with him for about 15 years. And I know he is a good trainer. He's very close to trainees and has a very special way of manage his training programs. And he is a Lean Six Sigma black belt holder and a TQM practitioner. And he has certifications from many countries like India, Russia, Spain, the UK, and the US. And my dear friends, let's listen to Darshana now. Darshana?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Vasil, thank you very much, and thank you everyone who joined today for this session to understand about the TQM program. So I'll share my.
Okay, Darshan,
Yeah, sure.
before we move on, I know that, different people have different definitions of TQM. But today,
Yeah.
people would love to understand what your version of TQM.
Okay, so good question actually, because everyone today join for follow this program or get some idea about this certification, Certified Total Quality Management program. So if you go through the internet, or if you browse this through Google to everywhere, there you can see a lot of definitions on TQM. So I will take you through the OBEI definition, the Ontario Business Excellence Incorporation's Canada definition. You can see in the screen now the definition. So this is TQM in total quality management. It's a structured management approach. Right? It's not a here and there normal approach. It's a structured management approach that focus on long-term success by ensuring that all members of an organization participate in improving. Remember these four areas, right? Improving process, product, service, and overall culture. Actually, it's emphasized customer satisfaction. That is one of the most important thing in current era. We need to satisfy our customers well, right? It's emphasized customer satisfaction, continuous improvement. Most of the people who knows about the Kaizen maybe, and the involvement of every employee at every level. So, Vasil, what is the meaning of total in this total quality management? We are total mean every one of the organization from top to bottom, from bottom to top. That means all the employees. So this is the definition of TQM as OBI says. And not only that, in next 15 weeks, you will be getting learning more and more about total quality management.
Thank you, Darshan. It's a broad elaboration, and we understand, what TQM is all about now, and it's exactly the total quality management. Okay, Darshan. Now, if we join for this program, what is your program lineup? What are you going to cover through this 15 weeks program? I know 3 of you are well known in this area in terms of quality management, lean management, and also training. And what are you going to cover through this program for next 15 weeks?
Of course, thank you. Thanks, Vasil. It's good. Actually, I think this is the one of the best question what we need to ask today, because everyone join here to participate or get idea about what this course is, right? So it's good. So I will explain one by one in this way, right? So because most of the participant here, some people I already know. I think you are a little bit familiar with the lean or the TPM concept, right? All these two concepts normally described as a house concept, house framework. You can see there are two houses I have already showed here. Left hand side, you can see the lean house. In lean house, there are 5 major areas, starting from the roof and the foundation, and there are 2 major pillars called the JIT pillar and the Jidoka, and in between the cultural pillar. And there are lean explaining this kind of a house concept. And if we take the TPM concept, right? TPM concept explain it another type of a house. It has 8 pillars structure. You can see this TPM structure. So that is the famous framework of this type of concepts. And I will take you to the TQM framework. Right? This is what you can see the TQM house structure. In this house, there are 5 key element area. So we'll take the roof, that is the number 1 area. It's called the customer focus, or how we can delight the customer and the business growth. That is actually, those are the objective of TQM. When we'll go to the next area, that the second area, that is the foundation. You can see operation stability, supply relationship, fact-based decision making, integrated system. These are we are discussing under the foundation. And there are 3 key pillars here. The third area, or the first pillar, we can say control as a process-centric or strategic and scientific approach. And the 5th area, or the second pillar, we can explain as employee involvement and continuous improvement. And the last one, the third pillar, we can describe as leadership commitment and communication. This is the TQM house. In this next 15 days, right, you will be learning these 5 pillars or this whole TQM house very deeply, right? I will take you all these 5 areas one by one with little bit about the content, right? So module 1, that is the house, the roof, right? So where we discuss about the history, definition and 5 level of TQM frameworks. And the next one we discuss, there are 8 key elements of TQM and what are the customer focus approach. So voice VOC, voice of customer, CTQ, CTP, and SIPO concept. You will be learn these words in this class. And I'm sure that the most important part of TQM is cost of quality. That will be explained a little bit, Vimal, in the future. Cost of quality and cost of poor quality, right? This you will be learned in very deep in this module number 1. Then I'll move to the module number 2, right? The module number 2, we are discussing the foundation, as you see in the house. So where we discuss about the quality conformity, supplier relationship building, quality tools for fact-based decision making, and how 5S can support for quality improvement. These are the area we discuss under foundation. And I will move to the 3 pillars what you have already seen in the house. The first pillar or the module number 3, we discuss about process-centric quality approach, because we discuss under the definition, we discuss about process-centric approach, that's a strategical part, right? And we are discussing about the quality management system. Normally, I think most of the people know about the QMS process. And lean quality approaches, so BIQ and JIDOKA. If you are familiar with lean methodology, I know you know about the BIQ, or called the built-in quality, and the JIDOKA concept. And one of the important part in TQM, that is quality function deployment, QFD. Some people know already this one, and you don't worry. If you know or don't know, you will be learning in very deeply. And defect preventive tools like FMEA and A3, we are learning. And this is Wazir and team, my friends. So the last part, please key in about that one. How we can use AI in modern era quality function. This one we have taken for this module. This is the first time in the world we are discussing here. And I'll move into the module number 4, right? So module number 4, we discuss about continuous improvement approach and employee engagement, how we engage our employee. That is what the total mean in total quality management, how we can do the quality circle, and TE mean total employee engagement, and how we can train people for the quality using job instruction training method and people development. And the quality guru, Edwin Deming says the Deming cycle, we will be learning, and plus Kaizen and DMAC approach. DMAC is come from the Six Sigma concept, right? And Pokayoke, or we call the error proof and craftsmanship, how we can expect beyond the expectation of the customer. Then finally, we will be learning about the module 5, leadership part, how quality leadership work and how they need to communicate. And 7 stages of QPD, and strategic planning and quality, how we can plan in the quality concept and what should be the quality policy in a quality organization. And remember change management, because when we apply new concept, right, everyone knows that change management is the most difficult part, because it's about the people. So where we discuss about how, if we implement the quality in the right way to the organization, how you manage this change. So that one we will be learning, plus building quality culture, because TQM very simply developing a culture throughout the organization, how we develop the quality culture. And finally, how we do the internal audit system in here. So these are the things we are covering high level. Actually, I gave you the high level topics of the sessions. So you will be learning every subject very deeply within next 15 weeks. Yes, Vasil.
Archana, I think it's a very broad lineup, and it has covered very broad, like you correctly said, the total quality management process. And Darshana, I noted that you are mainly touching 3 pillars: quality, what is related to quality, the tools, techniques, and all the tactics about quality. Next, the process, the continuous improvement, whatever supporting to continuous improvement, and finally, the leadership. And one thing, actually, dragged my mind is how to use AI. This is the first time I heard that, AI being used in a program like this to manage quality systems. Darshana, I have another question after listening to you, and also participant, you also would have a lot of questions arose within you. Please be mindful that the chat box is open. You can post all your questions. At the end, we have about 10 minutes allocated to answer your questions. Darshana, my question to you is that you mentioned about audit tools and, you can become an internal auditor. So what do you mean by auditing tools supplied in this?
Okay, actually, I want to tell today about some bonus for our participants of this course, right? So a special bonus we hope to give you all the people who follow this program. So that is, we will be giving you a comprehensive calibration tool to evaluate your company by yourself, right? So that means you can evaluate your company in quality scenario. The comprehensive calibration tool we will share with you. Then you can go to your company, you can evaluate by yourself without any external or expert, because you become the expert in this course. And after you evaluate your company, you can identify where you are and what are the improvement area that you can do in your organization. So this is a bonus we will give you when you finish this program. That means not only the certificate, this is one of the most usable tool we can give you. And not only your organization, if you want to go to another corporation, if you want to be auditor, you can go to another organization and you can evaluate them also. That is the bonus what we can do today, Wasir. This is a bonus for every participants.
Darshan, I think it's a real bonus, like you clearly mentioned. The bonus, not only the participant get, even the company, you get a free internal auditor once you complete this program. Thank you very much, Darshan. I think it's not going to be easy for you to cover the whole thing within 15 weeks. It's a tough job. Let's wait and see how you're going to perform in the next 15 weeks. With that, let me remind you again, my dear friends, this is the only Canadian certification program available in the total quality management. And the people who are in this region, Asia, the Middle East, and Africa, you get a 50% discount on this program. Please keep your date free, 22nd May. Okay, and you got a good idea about the program, the lineup. And with that, let's move on to another very important gentleman, Vimal. Vimal is known in the industry for quality, and he has been in the industry for more than 30 years. And he was the lead sensei in MAS. And out of his 30 years, I had the privilege of working with him for more than 20 years together at MAS. And he is a double black belt holder. Why I mentioned as double black belt, he has lean black belt from MAS and Six Sigma black belt from NIBM. He is a certified coach and an ISO 9000 lead auditor. Vimal, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Wasir, for the lovely introduction. And also, hi everyone, good evening everyone. So it's very nice to connect with all of you today. To answer your question, Wasir,
Vimal, now before you start the session, I would like to draw your attention that my experience is that whenever you conduct programs, whenever you conduct training programs, when you even conduct meetings, you always share your personal experience. And please explain us what are you going to cover, and at the same time, how this program would add value to a business.
Yeah, Wasir. So let me answer your question. First of all, let's understand why we do business. We all know that why we do business is to make profits. For us to do the business, for us to make the profits, the most important aspect is we need to have a customer. For us to have the customer, we need to satisfy the customer. For us to keep the business, for us to keep the customer, we need to satisfy the customer. So most important thing is we need to identify the things, what are the value adding things for the customer, what are the key areas we need to focus to win the customer. So during the course, we will teach our students the areas, how to identify the areas, which area to focus, what are the parameters we need to focus. Some concept like the Carnot model, we will teach them for them to understand what need to be focused to in order to satisfy the customer and also to delight the customer, right? Once you get the business, once you win the business, once you win the customer, the next question is how we are going to execute. We can call it the efficiency. In terms of efficiency, mean how we are going to use your resources, how we are going to manage your time, how you are going to manage your cost when you deliver the customer needs with effective way. So these are the two aspects at high level. We can call it effectiveness and the efficient. Effectiveness in the sense doing the right things, and when it comes to efficiency, it's called all about the doing the things in the right way. So those are the two aspects I would like to highlight. Let me pull a slide for our audience so that they can understand better. I think you can see the slide. So I have put the slide where two aspects, external and the internal factors which are impacting on the business growth, because everyone is looking at the business growth. I will start with the external factors. Out of the 5 factors we are talking about here, you can see one of the area we need to focus is the competition. For us to be in the competitive market, quality plays a huge role. Without quality, not just to satisfy, as I mentioned, to delight the customer. So that's where the quality can play a huge role. When it comes to internal factors, out of 5 factors I have mentioned here, 2 factors like financial management and the operational efficiency directly impact the quality. Let me show analysis, which I browsed through the internet. You can see the analysis are saying, on average company, 10 to 20% of your sales values are related to cost of quality. I know that many will not agree with this number. You can search yourself. I particularly checked about the apparel. It says roughly about 14% of your sales values are related to quality. But the recorded number may be very less, because generally the cost related to quality are not budgeted because of the nature of the cost. Most of the cost related to quality goes as a failure. It can be internal failure, it can be external failure. And most of the time is hidden cost. Very recently, actually, we did an analysis with my team. We want to understand how much we are doing the rework within the manufacturing module. What we realized was, it has 2 aspects actually. At the end line, everybody do the 100% check-in. So we want to check whether the accuracy of the check-in is right. What we realized was more than 50% of the rework, or if the recorded number is 5%, actual number was more than 10%. Only half of the numbers we are marking due to various reasons. That was one of the finding. Second one is the inline. During the inline process, how much we are reworking. When you get the numbers, we found that if the recorded number is 5%, the inline rework was 4 times, maybe more than 20%. If the recorded inline rework is 5%, the inline rework we found is 20%. You can understand how much we are recording and how much we are not recording. So these are the potential of the quality, right? And also I will explain one slide, for you to understand about the profitability. We are talking about the business growth and the profitability. As you all know that, with regard to the profitability, 2 aspects we need to focus. One thing is the revenue. For you to increase your profit, we need to increase the revenue. On the other hand, we have to reduce the overhead. I will go to the revenue part. For us to increase the revenue, of course, the sales values needs to go up. For us to increase sales, as I mentioned, we need to be competitive. We need to drag the business. For us to drag the business, quality player huge role, as I mentioned before. Then the RMC, raw material cost. To reduce the raw material cost, we need to focus on that. How we are managing the supply chain, how we are working with your suppliers, how you build the relationships, how we are managing your supply process is very, very important. So then all about the productivity. As I mentioned, as we identify the hidden cost, quality failures impacting on the productivity as well. So when you focus on the quality failures, you can improve the productivity as well. On the other hand, obviously, because of the overhead, when it comes to overhead, recorded and the non-recorded costs with regard to the quality are directly impacting on the manufacturing cost. So that's how these are the highlighted areas we are focusing during the program. As I mentioned, traditionally, in my experience, most of the organization, particularly in the finance box, they focus only on the recorded values. But there are many opportunities hidden like this, which are not known to most of the organizations. And because of that, senior leadership keep on focusing on the recorded numbers. And there are many opportunities which are pulling us down badly. And we can improve when we understand the whole process. As Darshan also explained, across the value stream, we need to focus. That's why we are calling about the total quality management system, not just production or a service area. Entire value stream, end to end, we need to focus to address these opportunities, I would say.
I think, Vimal, more than a quality personnel today, you have worn the finance hat, I suppose, because you always talk about the cost. I understand how much important quality is important in terms of managing our cost, because people, or in the business, people try to differentiate quality from cost, quality from quantity. But like you correctly said, it is directly impacting the growth of any business. And Vimal, before I move on to the next panelist, do you have any personal experience where you have implemented TQM and gain exponential growth or results? You mentioned that you have done a lot of researchers or studies with your team. One particular example, if you want to highlight within a few minutes.
Yeah, so was a fundamental mistake most of the quality people do across I would say, all the organizations, industries I have experienced, which I'm known to. Most of the people focus on the defects. I think our audience understand the difference between defects and the errors. Defects are, the results. Errors are the reasons. Most of the time we focus on the defects without focusing on the errors. Very recently also we did a workshop to address the errors rather than going on the defects. Most of the time we are attacking the wrong area. When you attack to the defects, the errors keep on happening. Nobody focus on the errors. So these are the eye-opening things. Without focusing errors, how we are going to do the error proofing? So without error proofing, you are heavily dependent on the people and keep on marking the defects. It will not solve the problem. For us to solve the problems, you have to go to the root cause, which are the errors, the error proofing, error control, and the error management. That's called the quality assurance, particularly. Even though we call it quality assurance most of the time, people are heavily dependent on the quality control. Even after many years, we are talking about, maybe more than 50 years, 70 years old, some of the concepts, but still this industry use the quality control only, heavily depend on the quality control, not quality assurance and the quality management system. So that's why we are focusing during the program.
Okay, Vimal, a very good explanation. At the same time, I believe that quality needs to be a culture. We need to inbuild quality into our culture. I think through TQM, what we are mainly trying to inculcate is that to bring a culture of quality, and that would impact to very closely impact to the finance and growth of the business. Thank you very much, Vimal. And if I take this these three panelists today, who would be your lecturers in the future, would speak very simple language, and in a way they would explain what they have experienced in their lives, and to see how we can inculcate that into your process and for your growth in the future. And thank you very much, Vimal. With that, let's move on to another personnel here. And my dear friends, please be mindful that the chat box is open. If you have any questions, if you have any questions to ask from Vimal or Darshana, you can post it. We would take a little time to explain or answer your questions. Rohan, he is also a 20 years experience person in quality and lead. And all of these people bring immense value with their experience. And especially if you take Rohan, he is a team player, because before he come into quality or lean profession, his work had been in teams, right? People who know about him would know what it is, and he is a real team player. And what the best thing I notice in Rohan is that, whenever he trains people, he conducts programs, he's very close to people, and he takes a team approach. And he is also a Lean Six Sigma black belt holder, and he is also an ISO 9000 lead auditor. Rohan, warmly welcome you for this program, and we would like to hear from you a few things. Welcome, Rohan.
All right. Thank you very much, Wasir, and everyone. Good day for you all. I think the introduction very clear, and thank you very much.
Rohan.
So
I have a specific question from you, because now we talked about the program, we talked about the lineup, we talked about what cost impact or process improvement impact we have in this program lined up. And from you, I would like to understand, say for instance, if I join as an individual for this program, what is the key benefit, take home for me? What is in it for me?
all right, Wasir, it's a good question and very important, because Lean book says, whatever you do, wherever you go, you are think about WITF, which means what in for me. So what are the things you can gain? Whatever you do, you are expecting something back, like a ROI or either your growth or whatever. So this program we define to develop not only the business side, organized side. We define this program, as Darshana said, even saying theoretically, according to the house. So we are going to share individual, how you're going to grow yourself. And with through our experience, we are going to share Vimal, myself, Darshana, we are going to share our experience in industry, what we have came across, challenges we face, where we fail, why, what are the root causes and all. So kind of a thing we are going to share you with you all to, overcome what are the problem, because you don't want to face the same problem when you are in the organization. So we are going to share best practices, what we have done. So kind of a thing we done. So let me open a few slides to show you in a specific point, then you will realize what are the program content basically for your side individually, what are the key benefits you can gain from this course. Right, here you can see what are the individual benefits you can gain from this total quality management program. So we have defined three major segments here. Personal growth and job satisfaction is one of the key area you have to develop yourself. So most of the managers and seniors, even doing a lot of courses, a lot of programs, and always they are trying to put everything to the businesses organization. So think about that, how we're going to take the benefit for your side. So then we are going to enhance your skills with our experience and the tools, and to secure a job, and as well as recognize among the, within the organization or the customer side or the suppliers or recognized by the world. So then there will be a good benefit for you to, I mean, when you go through this, once you complete this program, you will understand this kind of, points. We are going to in detail explain how we are going to enhance your skills and how we're going to secure the job and recognize techniques, how we are going to inculcate among yourself within the organization or in your career path. And other point is, you can see here the strength, teamwork, and leadership abilities. Mainly that, based on as Wasir explained, yes, of course, my key area is teamwork. And, we have to work as a team. Individual person cannot perform anywhere. So you should know how to collaboratively work with the team. So then we are going to give some the leadership traits, practical experience. We are going to get some example how we manage some situation where when you are going to move your career to the next level. So if you are going to move to another ethnicity, like, another culture, how are we going to get on with them? So more, in my experience, some of the managers or seniors join with me, they fail because they cannot adopt to the culture. Why? Because they don't have some traits to connect with them. So they don't realize that, culture. We are going to explain you and train you, educate you. Some techniques, if you ask, you can ask many questions from us. We are ready to, answer with our experience. Vimal, myself, Darshan, of course, we are going to share not only the theoretical part, practically we are going to share you. So how we're going to develop your individual side as well. And also leadership abilities. Yes, of course, when you go through this, the program, you will realize and you learn a lot from us to develop your individual, as a person, individual benefits you can gain. So, and also moving on, like, I want to specifically the highlight here, key benefits you can gain from this program. So as we define, so you can see there are 3 areas, especially as an individual, you can gain from this program. The first point is enhance skills and employability. So we are going to give you, like, the lot of tool, how you're going to train your team, how you are learning yourself, and what are the plans you are going to make it, what are the comprehensive action plan to develop your team or core team or either stakeholders, or how we're going to work with other department. So collaboratively are going to work. So then it will be you can boost kind of as a expertise to, add value to the market. So then you can learn from us. And of course, and as a certified personnel, you can 15% higher salaries you can average as a person, remuneration you can gain, because management will going to identify, understand, recognize as you the shiny person once you follow this program. So because you have a handful of experiences and tools that you can learn from this program. So of course you can the third party, like, headhunters or another company or some, perhaps they will approach you, like, when you shine in the market. As a second point, I can say you, how you satisfy, like, job satisfaction and engagement, how you're going to engage. So when you follow this program, so it's a self-sufficient, like a self-confidence or either self-control, like, you can make some decision yourself. And, the engagement as well, there are 45% you could engage with the, rate level once you follow this program, because you have a lot of tools to follow, that how to manage the situation as an individual, how to deal with the people, how you engage with the people, that you can learn from this program. And also process ownership motivates pride and strong commitment. Of course, most of the leaders, they say, okay, I will take the ownership. Sometimes they don't know how to take the ownership is a word, but practically they don't know how to behave as a leader in the process getting ownership. There are many segments. When you follow this program, we are going to teach you and coach you, like, educate you how to take the ownership, and, the motivation, and, you can give a strong commitment to the management because you are getting ownership with the scientific way. And the third point is improved recognition and career advancement, of course. So as I explained, so when you work as a professional, systematic approach, gentleman in the organization, everyone will recognize you as a shiny star in the, quality department, either quality world. So your name will be published everywhere. Right? You no need to apply good job or position. They will hunt you, of course. Headhunters are looking like a good person. I have experience, personal experience, yes, when we performing the ERA. So they approach us with a higher remuneration. So, and then of course you can get the career advancement, like it's a promotion or the next career change, like move to another good organization, because they will identify as a good the gentleman in the quality subjects. And because now when you follow this program, you know how to set the TQM goals, and the matrix we are going to explain you and teach you and educate, then you know how to align with the TQM goals in the scientific way with using matrix. So then finally, so we are going to teach you as explained, share with our experiences, how we behave as a leader all for the quality improvements. Then as I explained before, even when you change your career to the next company, as I explained, the most of the time, some people are fail. Why? Because they are trying to apply their or everything together. So keep on mind, when you follow this program, of course, you can gain many things from us. So not only theoretical side, practically we are going to give you support. So sometimes you may have current problem. We are ready to help you to sort out with our experience. I think I answered the question, Wazir. Thank you very much. Any questions I can ask?
Yes, Rohan. I think it's a very broad elaboration. And if I summarize, you are trying to train or give tools what is required for an individual to enhance their skills and knowledge, and at the same time you train on leadership and teamwork. And I know you are the best person to teach about the teamwork, because you have learned it in the very hardest way in the forefront. So Rohan, I think you are the right person to teach us all about the teamwork and leadership. With that, the main point I notice is that you are going to give them job satisfaction. Now, there are a lot of people whom they have all the knowledge, all the skills, whatever you name it, they have. But still, if they're not satisfied with their job role, what's the point? So I think that's the most valuable part I learned from you, Rohan, and thank you very much for sharing that. And with that,
Thank
let's
you. Thank you.
Yes, welcome, Rohan. We'll move on to the next slides. And my dear friends, please keep this date in mind. And a 15 weeks, 4 months program starting on the 22nd. And it's a full-time, full online program. You would wonder how to get into this, how you register and get this 50% off if you're joining from Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. And this is the way. It's very easy. You can go into this website and select TQM course and register by filling the registration form. And we would publish this in the same WhatsApp group. So please, my dear friends, be there on the group throughout. We will give you more details there and there. And you can go to the payment site and do the payment. And from the company in Canada, they will approach you after that. And if you have any questions at any time, you can reach us through this phone number, or you can email us, or you can go to our website. And my dear friends, this is going to be the only Canadian certification program on TQM. Okay, so I see there are a lot of questions coming up in the chat box time to time, and at the same time, if you have any other questions, you can just log your question. I have a question to Darshana. Darshana, when I was just going through, I noticed that there are a lot of things you are going to cover in this program. And at the end, you're going to give a world recognized certificate. And there are programs and people would wonder, okay, if I pay this much, I would get a certificate, right? But I'm sure in this program, there'll be an evaluation process. If you can elaborate, how are you going to evaluate the participants at the end before you award the certificate?
Yes, actually, any course there are some evaluation method. Here it's very easy evaluation methods defined from OBI. So first one is I think you have gone through, you have heard about the modules. So we will give you a small assignment based on the module assignment for you to practice. So based on the assignments, we will evaluate you. Actually, these assignments, why we give you to practice what you learn during the class. And another one is the final one is after the course, there's a small examinations. That's also online examination. So you can do the exam, and once you get the 70% overall mark, so you will awarded with this certification. So simply as I summarize again, there's a module based assignments plus final examination. That examination also online examinations.
Thank you, Darshana. So my dear friends, you don't get these certificates just for being participated for the program for 15 days. You need to sit for an exam as well, and I'm sure these gentlemen would support you to score high marks in the examination, because I know they are very skillful. And my dear friends, when you participate for this program, right, there are several benefits I would like to mention here. One is you get an official certificate directly from Canada, and also you can enjoy a 50% discount if you're joining from Asia, Africa, or in the Middle East. And you can get a globally recognized accredited certification as accreditation as a TQM practitioner. And like Rohan very clearly explained, you can exactly move towards your the next step in your career path. And more than that, you would connect with thousands of people who are in this concept, as there is the huge network connected to this. And my dear friends, please don't forget the date, and be mindful that you can get all these by simply enrolling to this program. And Darshana, we have another question in the chat box. It says, the TQM auditor is different course, or we can ourselves as auditor after that course? I think he's asking whether TQM auditor is a different program, or if you come and join this program, can you call yourself as an TQM auditor?
Yes, I saw that question. So thanks, Wasir, for asking the question. I think Wasir from Pakistan. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining from Pakistan for this program. Actually, there is no TQM auditor program. There's no course as a TQM auditor. So TQM, this is the only course we have. TQM practitioner, you get as a practitioner. So after that, you can evaluate, or you can do the audit based on the total comprehensive audit tool that we have provided you. And actually, to become auditor, there's another auditor called, it's called the lead auditor, ISO lead auditor program. That's a separate auditor program. So, but once you do this TQM program, you can do your company, or based on the tool you can do. It's actually, there is no separate course you need to follow it. This is the only course. That's the answer I can give.
I think that's it's a clear answer. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for taking this question. And there's another question. It says, he says most of the examples you explained are from the production or manufacturing industry experience. That's because all of three of you are coming, and you explain your personal experience. And he wants to understand whether this certification would cover the service industry as well. I'm sure yes, but I would like to listen from one of you gentlemen. I think Vimal, you may be able to answer this question, right? Would this applicable for the service industry as well?
Yeah, let me answer to that question. And thanks, Siraj, for asking that question. Very important question. So this program is not just for manufacturing, even though, sorry for that, we give most of the example related to manufacturing. by not just forgetting the service. If I ask the question again, from the audience, do you think that, which is critical service or manufacturing with regard to the satisfying the customer? I know that, it's not the time to answer, but it is very difficult in the service industry. It's very, very challenging. Why is the reason? Reason is when it comes to manufacturing, the customer sees the final product after many, at the end of once we deliver the goods, then only the customer will engage or experience the product. But with regard to service, there are many engaging points in the organization directly with customer. As example, if you are going into a hotel, from the reception to the swimming pool to even the room cleaning service to when you go to the buffet so everywhere you have a customer interface experience. So it's very, very important as a value stream to understand the quality concepts, how to satisfy, how to delight the customer. So I think service industry is more important to apply TQM, in my opinion. Even though we talk about manufacturing today, actually it's very important for service because it's very tough to satisfy the customer. It's very important entire value stream to understand because directly customer is engaging, directly customer is experiencing all the levels of the organization. So that's why it is very important. So answer to your question in short, yes, we are covering both, and this is very important for both industries.
Thank you, Vimal. I mean, it's broke the misconception that quality is related only to products. No, it's not. It's a total system or a culture, I would say. And at the end, if you want to delight your customer in any way, you need to have a quality culture. Okay, with that, there's another question. Is there any option to pay fee on installment basis? Very important question. I don't know if Darshana can elaborate it further as to how can we pay our course fee in installments.
Okay, good question. And there are more questions related to the payment and everything. So I will give a conclude answer because we have only 3 minutes. We need to conclude the session as we promised, right? So actually, once you register through the FAT form, right, through the website, you will get an email, and that email, so you will get the mail regarding the course and regarding the discounts. And regarding discount, when you fill the form, please mention, there's a drop down menu, please mention your country there, because as Vasil said, only these 3 regions can get 50% discount. So please mention your country correctly, then you will get this 50% discount. Then in that mail, so they will send all the details through the mail, how you need to pay it, what should be your payment methods and everything. They are mentioned in that they are separate mail. So if you want to do any payment, what you call the installment basis mail, so you can just reply for the mail only, then they will give you 100% advice what we need to do it. Yes, you can do it. My answer is yes, you can do it as a installment basis. And so that's the answer. And another one, there's another question, can we pay in LKR? Actually, this we need to directly pay into the Canadian dollars. Actually, the price is mentioned in USD, but when you get the email, it will be converted into Canadian dollars. So we need to pay in dollars, not LKR. Right? That is another question I have seen in there. And yes, there's another question about the payment process. We need to full payment. Actually, if you can do the full payment or half, don't worry. But I think before end of the course, before the exam, you need to complete the full payments. They will give you initial stages of payment that will come through the email from them.
Okay, I think very clear. There are a few more questions, but I'm afraid that we are reaching the end time now. So what I would do is we'll take all these questions separately and answer you individually. Darshana, within next 2 weeks, now we are starting the program on the 22nd. There is any question to ask? Can we connect you, or whom do we need to connect? That would be the biggest question everyone would have, right?
Yeah, better, Vasil, thanks for better. We have the hotline number 05 +94 054 558 558. Just send a WhatsApp message, then we can answer anytime. That's the easiest way, That is the fastest way.
Darshana, yes, Darshana, we will give you all those information in our group, and I think it's time up now. Exactly, we have taken 1 full hour, 60 minutes to discuss all about this program, but yet there are a few areas to clarify, but we'll keep the rest to reach you individually and give you more details, or else we can post common answers for the common questions in the WhatsApp group itself. All in all, thank you very much, Rohan, Vimal, Darshana, to sharing your personal experience and explaining everything about this program. And I think it's going to be a fabulous opportunity for all the participants. And my dear friends, thank you very much for joining and taking your time and posting your questions. And most of our friends, I noticed that, sending compliments notes. Thank you very much for joining and encouraging us. And see you very soon. All the very best.